Good morning, everyone. Marta Ermias here, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Today's Friday, the end of the week. We still have one more day to accomplish our goals for the week. Hi, Tolda. Good morning. How are you? I hope everybody's doing great today. And today, I'm going to share with you 15 secrets to creating the best version of yourself. So we're going to talk about 16 secrets to creating the best version of yourself. Hi, Dawitom. Hi, Jerry. Good morning, everyone. Ruti, how are you? Good to see you here. Hi, Fatsum. Good morning. Good to see you here. Samson. Everybody, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you guys here. Shalom all. I like that name. That's a very different name. Good to see you. DC Anointed, good to see you. Good morning, Ruti. Robert, good morning. Good to see you here. You're a superstar. Hey, Samson, good morning. Hi, Renee, good morning. Good to have you here. Adyam, good morning. I hope everybody's doing great. And again, my passions are entrepreneurship, personal growth, and contribution. I love those three things because they allow us to be totally in control of our time, finances, and also grow and become better as a person and find fulfillment as we're giving back. So today we're going to talk about 15 secrets to creating the best version of yourself. Now, I love personal development, and it's one of the topics that I bring up a lot on my videos. And a lot of people have been asking me, how do you turn knowledge into action? You know, we get to learn, and we understand the path that we have to take, but what does it take for us to actually implement it? So this 15 steps or 15 different things that I will be talking about today are a good roadmap to getting started. The things that we really need to know in order for us to be on the path to personal growth, to become the best version of ourselves. Where do we start? What do we do? I mean, some of us may be, hi Edu, good morning, good to see you here always. Hi Andom, good to see you again. So some of us may be inspired to, like maybe want to become better. We want to change our life. We want to take action, and we want to do something about it, right? But where do you start? There's just so much knowledge, and what do you do, really? So today's topic is really the 15 different things that you could do, or I guess knowledges and attitudes that you have to have in order for you to be able to start your path on a personal growth. And one of the things that really amazed me as I was preparing for this was half of the stuff that's listed in here is really what I did to start my journey in personal growth. And I'm very grateful for doing that because right now personal development is really part of my life, and I enjoy it. And I know that I am 100% sure that a year from now I will have grown more, and 5 years from now even more, and 10 years from now, and I can't wait to meet the version of myself 10 years from now. Now, I'm hoping that I can inspire personal development in you guys as I'm sharing this message, so let's dive into it. All right, so the first secret to becoming the best version of yourself is to be ready to get started, okay? You know, like a lot of times we may have plans, we have knowledge, right? But the most difficult step in getting anything done is getting started. Getting started is difficult because it's scary. We procrastinate a lot. We are not, human beings in general, we're not very good at making decisions. Decision making is not something we want to do immediately, and mainly it's because we don't want to be responsible for the failure. If it doesn't work, what do we do? So getting started could be a little bit scary, but guess what? If you get started, you are actually 50% of the work that you need is already done. 50% of what you need to get to where you want in anything is really accomplished when you get started. Just to share a little bit of my personal journey, as I was starting this year one of my biggest goals was to really take control of my personal health and work out and be on a healthy eating lifestyle and things like that. It's not that I haven't done it before. I've done it several times in life. Actually, a lot of people say, oh, when you want it, you're going to do it. You know, that's what they know of me. But the last 3 years, I was actually extremely busy. And to be honest, busy is really a state of mind. And that's what I thought. And I felt like if I start to focus on that, I'm going to have less time or less focus on other things that are really a priority for me. So I think mentally I was like self-sabotaging. So it was really scary to get started. But I want to tell you, I am so glad I got started in January because believe it or not, I have lost 17 pounds since January 1st. Not only that, it's a lifestyle for me now. And it actually increased my productivity. It really didn't even hurt me. But how did I get to all this? It's only because I got started, okay? It was really overwhelming the first week on top of everything else that I was doing, including starting a Facebook Live for the first time in my work and everything. It was really overwhelming, but I got started anyways. And because I got started, now it's part of life. So and it's the same thing in anything you do. Getting started is the first step in order to become the better you or to improve your life. So if you really want to change your life, first step is really to get started, and just get started now. Don't wait tomorrow, for next week. Do it today. Second thing is be prepared for hard work. You know, changing your life, to improving yourself and really building your life towards the direction that you want it is really going to require hard work and sacrifice. It's going to require hard work and sacrifice. If you think about Olympic athletes, you know, they achieve what they achieve, but if you really track down and study their life and how much work and effort and hard work and discipline they put into it, many of us are not willing to pay that price. So understand that when you want something, you're going to have to pay a price for it. Nothing is going to come for free. However, either way, and this is what I really believe, either way, whether you're pursuing your dreams, your goals, are becoming the best version of yourself or not, you're still going to pay a price. But the price you pay when you're not pursuing your goal is the price of dissatisfaction, okay? It's going to cost you not finding fulfillment, not really reaching your goals, not becoming the person that you want to become. However, discipline and consistent effort is going to get you to where you want to get, but that's also a price to be paid. So there's going to be hard work involved, and be prepared for that. It's not going to be an easy journey. If anybody tells you that you can easily become successful, you can easily do this, you can easily do that, you know, it's going to be a simple thing to achieve your goals, they're not telling you the truth. Because then it's just a law of the universe that you have to pay the price to enjoy the results, okay? So be prepared for the hard work. And the third thing is don't be overwhelmed. This is very important. When you are ready, like maybe sometimes, you know, you feel like you're inspired. Okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do everything that isn't required, and I'm going to get started today. You know, maybe you have all of that. But one thing is, you really can't do everything at the same time. That's going to overwhelm you. That's going to drive you crazy. You have to build up to it. You got to start small and build up to it. And as you're starting small and building up to it, you're going to have more confidence, and you're also going to go faster because you're also gaining experience, and it's becoming more of you, whatever it is that you're pursuing. So one of the things that I read on the compound effect, the book, The Compound Effect, is that start with one thing. Instead of like doing everything at the same time, focus on one thing that you plan to be really good at. Like, for example, if you want to improve your finances, you want to also improve your health and fitness, and you want to improve a relationship with people, those are 3 different areas. So instead of trying to do everything at the same time, set a priority of which one you're going to focus on first. And on whatever you're focusing on, build up to it. Once you got that on a cruise control, or you have built some momentum on it, go to the next one. It's easier because you're also developing your discipline and character to do more things as you're doing that one thing. So do not be overwhelmed. You can't do everything. Pick one thing that you want to focus on. It could be as simple as reading habit, okay? Like reading every single morning. I want to tell you a little bit about reading, by the way. For those of you who have Audible, for those of you who like to listen to books on Audible, there's actually a place where you can check where you rank in your reading habits. Like there's newbie, there is, I forgot the different levels, but there's a scholar, there's a professional, there's a master. So depending on how many hours of reading you've done, Audible is going to track that and tell you where you're at your level of knowledge. Are you a master or a newbie on things like that, which is really interesting. I found out about that yesterday and it was really awesome. So it could be reading. If you want to read more books and that's one thing that you really want to focus on, you can start small but build a habit and make it happen, and you will become a reader. You will become a master reader, and your knowledge will increase. So whatever it is that you focus on, make it a one thing or two things maximum. Otherwise, don't try to do everything at the same time. If you're overwhelmed, you're not going to go for the long haul. You're going to give up and just go back to where you were. So that's the third thing. Number 4, no fear of failure, okay? No fear of failure. Fear of failure is something that holds a lot of people back, all of us back, because we're afraid to make a mistake, When you're a kid, you're not afraid to make a mistake. You're fearless. You try everything. You just try to touch everything, and, your creativity and enthusiasm is just, all over the place. However, as you grow older, you start to understand that mistakes can sometimes cost you something. It can cost you hurt, it can cost you money, it can cost you this and that. So we become very cautious and careful, and we don't want to make a mistake. But that's really not good for your growth. You're not going to become the better version of yourself. You have to be okay with making a mistake, because when you make a mistake, what happens is, for the next time around, you know how to do it right. Okay, that mistake is going to teach you a valuable lesson to get things done right. So be okay with making mistakes. That's secret number 4 to become the best of you. Number 5 is give up your pride. Pride is something that also holds us back in terms of our personal growth, because when we have pride, number 1, we don't receive feedback or criticism really well, which means that we can't improve, right? So if you have, if you feel like you have that issue, that's something that you really want to deal with. That way you have a teachable spirit. Teachable spirit is the best spirit you can have. Be teachable. Don't feel like you know it all, and it's okay if you don't know it all. Nobody knows it all anyways. So it's not even truth or reality. And if you study the most successful people, you'll find out that they're very, very humble, which shows that, success always leaves clues, which shows that the reason for their success is because they were teachable and coachable. I've met a couple of extremely successful people, and one of the things that really surprises me is when they're in seminars, they're actually sitting at the front taking notes, even from people who are less successful than they are. They don't mind learning from other people, even when the other people that they're trying to learn from haven't even achieved their level of success. Successful people are always learning. They don't have that pride that says, I know it all, and they're open to feedback and criticism, because feedback is only going to make you better. Number 6, get rid of unhealthy perfectionism. And again, when you try to be, it's really good to be excellent in what you do and master your art and things like that. But however, you really don't want to be perfect. Sometimes first of all, as human beings, you really have to understand that we will never be perfect. Human beings are not perfect. Anything in this world is not perfect. Personally, I only believe there's only one being that's perfect, and that's God. All of us are not perfect. Human beings are not perfect. So you will never attain perfectionism. However, you want to be excellent in what you do. As you're doing that though, good is good enough. Good is good enough. The best thing is to just move forward and get things done, more things done, as opposed to doing one thing that's really, really perfect. So perfectionism, you have to get away from it. Okay, somebody just asked what's the topic for today. Topic for today is 15 secrets to creating the best version of yourself. So we're talking about 15 different things that people can do right away to start creating the best version of themselves, which is really personal development journey. Number 7, leave the job you hate. I know this is very controversial, but I'm still going to say it. If you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like your job, if you don't like your career, staying there and being stuck only for the money is actually costing you more than you think, because you are wasting your time. You're wasting your time instead of doing the things that you can thrive at. First of all, when you hate what you do, you're not going to unleash the best potential of you, because you dread it, you don't like it, so you can't be creative. You can't give 100%, 200% to what you do because you don't like it. So when you're not happy with your career, but you think that's the only thing you could do because that's the only thing that's paying you, you're actually giving up the most precious commodity, or the most precious currency, I want to say, which is time. You're giving up your time, you're wasting your time. So find a way to actually leave your job if you don't like it. Find a way to give it up. Don't be stuck there. A lot of people get stuck. Actually, there's statistics that say that 27% of Americans hate their job. Like every Monday morning when they wake up, they dread going to their work. And then 51% hate their job, but they don't hate it enough to leave it. So basically, they're living a complacent life. They're just complacent. They just do enough not to be fired, but they're really not thriving. That's 51% of the population. That's crazy statistics. So a lot of people don't like what they do, but they're still stuck there because they have to pay the bills, the mortgage, and everything. Be creative. Find a way to leave your job and do the things that you thrive in the way that you want. Don't be stuck in there. So change is not always bad. So that's one thing that I want to say too. Number 7. Number 8, get rid of toxic environment. If you want to become the best of you, or you really want to improve yourself, you want to get rid of toxic environment. What do I mean by toxic environment? Number 1, when you decide to make a change, when you decide to take control of your life and improve yourself, there's going to be people that are not going to support you, because it shocks their reality. You know, people that are close to you, they're going to be shocked by your change. They're not going to like it because they feel like they're going to lose you. They're going to lose the relationship they have. They don't want, most of us as people, we don't like change. Sometimes, you know, I remember when I was living in Los Angeles, you know, when somebody says that I'm moving to this city, a different city or whatever, like friends, when they say that, everybody's like, oh no, don't do it. So why do we say that? We say that because we don't like the change we're gonna experience, because that person is moving to a different city. We're gonna lose that person and the experience is gonna be gone. So it's more about us, not about that person or being concerned for that person. So you have to understand that when you're ready to make a change, the people that are in a familiar land with you, they're not going to like it. So that's not a good environment for you. So you really have to make sure you handle it properly and not really continue to be held back because of their opinions, because you have a purpose and you want to change. So you're going to have to really put up with that for a while and really remove yourself from that environment that's holding you back. And the second thing is also toxic environment, when you really want to change, is the stuff that you feed your mind. I don't know how many of you know how important that is, but the stuff that you feed your mind influences your life. It's creating your life. The things you hear, the things you see, the things you think about, the things you talk about, all of that stuff is really influencing and guiding your life. It's creating your life more than you know it. So if you really want to make a difference or you want to change, there are going to be some things that you really want to give up, which is if it's not valuable, if it's not constructive, it's not helping you, you have to say no to that and create and find an environment that actually fits your mind and your soul and your eyes and everything, with the stuff that's going to help you and develop you into the person that you want to become. I was having a conversation with one of my business associates the other day, and one of the things that I was telling him was my Facebook feed really doesn't have anything negative. It doesn't have any negative, because if I see something negative, I'm going to mark it as something I don't want to see this post. So Facebook is going to understand that that's not the kind of stuff that I want to see. And a lot of times, if it's totally negative, I will tell you, I will actually unfriend that person. And I really don't want to see any posts from that specific person, because that's not the kind of things I want to feed my mind with. The other thing, I've said this before, it's been, I don't know, since 2003, I've never owned, I mean, I have a TV, but I don't have any connection with it. I don't watch TV at all, okay? The news and a lot of negativity. Before, I actually used to enjoy this show called, I even forgot the name. It's about a crime show, some kind of crime show. I don't, for some reason, I love mystery books and stuff like that. And I used to enjoy it before. But at one point in life, I understood that was actually not giving me, it wasn't like, I like it when I'm watching it because I like to see how the problem is being solved and things like that. But is it really feeding my soul in a positive way? Not really. So I had to give that up. I had to give that up even though I liked it a lot. So you really have to decide what's really helping you. What are you, the stuff that's not feeding your mind in a positive way, things that you see that's not good for you, things that you hear that's not good, that are not good for you, and stuff that you say that are not good for you. You have to avoid it or get rid of it. So get rid of toxic environment if you're in a journey for growth. Number 9, take time to deal with addictions. Okay, this is also very, very important. Addictions are something that really blinds you. You know, they blind you, they control your life. There's so many addictions, around that can control your life. Some addictions could be as simple as watching movies. Some people are addicted to watching movies. The reason I'm raising it again is that was one of my addictions. And that's when I actually decided, when I understood, when I caught it, that, and I'll tell you how this happened. Right after graduate school, started working in LA, and traffic is really bad. You can't go out and meet friends all the time. It's the weekends. So I go home, and maybe I, call a couple of friends, catch up and things like that. What do I do after that? I, start watching movies and things like that. I'm tired from work. I would do that. And then that went on for about like 7 months maybe. And then I said, what did I do in the last 7 months? Really? I would go to work, come back, watch TV, flip the channels. I'm tired. And then I would go back to sleep, So I kept on doing that, and then my love for movies has always been big since I was little. Actually, if I watch a movie, I would go to my friends and actually tell them the entire story of the movie, and they would tell me sometimes that they enjoyed the movie hearing it from me more than they saw it, things like that. So I was really a movie addict, and I realized that, and I said, oh my goodness, this is controlling my life. And I decided to, at that time we used to have like Blockbusters membership and things like that, cancel membership, and then cancel my cable TV and everything. So I decided not to watch a movie for a year, okay? Because I wanted to deal with that addiction, and I did that. And what happened is my love for a movie is gone for good. So now, I would watch a movie maybe once or twice with friends a year. That's even like it's not even like something I want to do. It's just if it happens, it will happen. That's it. Otherwise, I don't, and the other funny thing is, before I would remember every single detail in the movie. Now, once I watch a movie, I even forget the title of it. So like the love for movies is gone. And I'm not saying watching movies is bad, guys. I hope you don't get me wrong. But for me personally, it was an addiction. Anything that controls you, that draws you, like I didn't want to talk on the phone if I was watching a movie. So which means that, you know, I valued movies more than people. Anything that is that's controlling your life, that's an addiction, and that's really going to hold you back because you're really not 100% in control in your life. So if anything is an addiction to you, you got to deal with it if you really want to improve your life. And again, we're talking about how to become the best version of you. What are the things that you can do? So that's the other thing. And number 10, you want to move away from comfort zone. Okay, the comfort zone is comfortable, okay, and it's scary to start something new and really start doing something that's not comfortable. And by nature, if you really think about your life and your days, all the time you're trying to do what you're comfortable with. Okay, the more you move from your comfort, but when there's an opportunity comes for you to do something and you're not comfortable with it, go for it. Because what that's going to do is, first of all, you're going to see yourself from an unknown perspective, and you're going to see like some talents and capabilities and potential that you really didn't know you had. You're going to recognize yourself in a different realm, and that's going to help you grow. So growth is always found outside of your comfort zone. Just remember that growth is always found outside of your comfort zone. So whenever you have an opportunity to do something and you're not comfortable with, that means that it's an opportunity for you to grow, which is why you need to embrace it. Number 11, start exercising, okay, working out. If you really want to become the best version of yourself, working out is going to have to be one of your routines in life, because working out not only helps you with your physical health, which you really need in order for you to do anything or advance in life, but it also helps you with your mindset. Because you know, when you work out, you feel better. When you work out, your mind becomes clearer. Working out is very, very important. So make it part of your daily routine. Get used to it, and it doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, personally, 30 minutes is good enough. That's what I do, 30 minutes Monday to Friday, and I'm accomplishing the goals that I want. If I want to increase it later, maybe I will. Right now, that's the time that I have, and that's good enough. So work out for maybe every single day or every other day. Just make workout part of your routine, and in order for you to improve your life. Number 12, do not wait for the perfect moment. Waiting for the perfect moment is a distraction. You know, there's not going to be a perfect moment, and while you're waiting, you're going to be wasting time. And time is the most precious currency that you have. You really can't waste time. And waiting for the perfect moment is kind of like, you know, it's not a reality. It's a deception. And when you do that, when it's the right moment for you, the opportunity may not be there. You also are going to risk not finding the opportunity when it's the right moment for you. That's a big reality, and it hits me over and over and over again, because sometimes the biggest opportunity comes at the weirdest time. You know, at the weirdest time, when the time is not right for you, the biggest opportunity will show up. But you have to understand, opportunities don't show up over and over again. It just comes, you know, to you and offers itself for you to either grab it or not. So, you know, think deep, and if you feel like you're not ready, it's not the right time, and things like that, sometimes it could be that. I mean, it could be truly that, but as a habit, if that's how you deal with things, you just want to jump into it and get started with whatever it is that is. Number 13, take responsibility. Okay, if you really want to grow, become better, and become the best version of yourself, you really want to take responsibility. What does that mean? It means that no blaming of others, no matter what, and no blaming of your situation, no blaming of your circumstances, no blaming of anything around you, because the reality, guys, is you are 100% responsible for the results in your life. Whatever you have, you actually helped create it. You made choices, you made decisions, you had the attitude, you have the feeling, you actually reacted in a specific way. Whatever it is that you have in your life, whether you like it, or whether it's something that you like and appreciate, or it's something that you don't like and you feel like it's not the best thing in your life, you actually helped create it. So you are 100% responsible for your life. When you take that kind of attitude and align with reality and stop blaming others and anything that's outside of you, but take full responsibility for your life, that means that you're ready for growth, okay? And this is something we really have to start practicing. I personally started to understand that after I read The Compound Effect. I can't tell you how I used to react in life prior to that, which is 3.5 years ago. But there was a couple of things in my life that I really thought I was not responsible for. You know, I felt like it was really somebody else's responsibility for the situation that I was in, okay? But after I read The Compound Effect, and Darren Hardy talks about a specific situation where he was actually hurt by somebody else on a business dealing, but he chose to take a full responsibility for the situation because he understood that he didn't do his own due diligence and research and took 100% responsibility. It was a wow moment for me. And I remember as I was listening to that part of the book, I was actually driving on the freeway in LA, and I was like, no, that's not right. You know, I kind of argued with him for a little bit. But then success leaves clues. You know, he is where he is at because of the principles that he believes in. And it challenged me. And it challenged me because I didn't want to let go. I didn't want to become responsible for something that I thought I wasn't responsible for. But the minute I took ownership of that responsibility, not only did my life started to become better, but I also learned the habit of taking ownership and responsibility for your own life, for your own feelings, and for everything that you do. So take 100% responsibility for your life. Hi, Simon. Good to see you. Simon Chan is my coach that I really, really appreciate. Thank you. I appreciate that, Simon. Good to see you here. Number 14, ditch the habit of trying to be in control all the time. And that's something that if you really want to grow, you have to let go of wanting to become in control all the time. Because life is unpredictable, you really can't control everything. The desire to be in control all the time is something that's really not, you really can't accomplish. Besides, you're only going to limit yourself and hold yourself back by doing that. And that's something that I had to personally work on as well. You know, you think that you can predict everything, and by being in control, you can control the results, where there are some things that you can control by controlling yourself and being responsible for yourself, but you really don't want to be that person who wants to be in control of everything. You really want to let go of that and allow life to be unpredictable a little bit so that you can improve as a person and become better. Number 15, learn to be positive. Learn to be positive. And again, being positive is just a choice, and it's an attitude. It's an attitude to be positive. Life is not always going to throw you positive things. You're going to be faced with a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, and things like that. But when you look at a problem with a smile, you're actually going to come up with better solutions for that problem. Okay, and you are going to grow in the process also. So being positive is a choice. You have to exercise it. And whenever something bad happens in your life and you start to think negative, you want to cut yourself and then decide to actually become more positive about it. Okay, so that's about it, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And if you did, please go ahead and give me a like or comment below. I appreciate you guys. And if you really feel like there's somebody who can benefit from today's video, please go ahead and share it with a friend. I really do appreciate you. And for those of my friends in Columbus, I have a good news for you guys. I have something special to share with you. Tomorrow, we have a special training put together here in Columbus, Ohio. And I will be speaking at that training live. And if you want to come join us, we're going to be providing some training on entrepreneurship and things like that, and I would be more than happy to give you the information. All you have to do is send me a message, a private message, and I will get back to you as soon as I get the message. So tomorrow in Columbus, and the event starts at 10 a.m. ends at 1 p.m. So you get to join us. It's gonna be free for you if you're a first-time guest. So this is something that you may want to take advantage of for those of you who are in Columbus tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's about it, guys, and I really do appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Until I see you guys on Monday, God bless you all. Bye-bye.